Hiya 10, so today's lesson we are going to be looking at, scroll down to the bottom, for some reason it's gone all the way to the bottom, an effective hook for the introduction of your speech. So you'll be writing the introduction of your speech and just the introduction today. You will have time to edit it, so if you don't stress about getting it perfect, you will be coming back and dirting it, so relieve a bit of the pressure there. What you're going to do first is give examples of a forest. I know you've done this pretty much every lesson, or a version of some rhetorical device, but it's really important because that's one of the things they're looking for in the speeches, and also for your language paper 2, you're going to be looking at analysing persuasive writing, and also doing persuasive writing again yourself, so really transferable skills, and a lot of them are transferable for your literature, so LMS peer will be in literature, and so rhetorical questions, emotive language, similes, the list goes on, and same when you're doing language paper 1, creative writing. So it's just great to practice and go over. So that's what you're doing for your do now. For your first task, you can read an opening to a speech. It's just a speech example, and what you have to do is explain what devices are being used in it. There's multiple ones, but there's one dominant one. I want you to definitely get the dominant device and also any other you can think of. And I want you to explain what it is, and if you can give a quote as well. Same for the second one. Task 2 as well, you are identifying the devices used in this speech. These two speech openings do focus on using different devices, so it's having a look at different ways you can attack introducing your speech. I wouldn't say either of them are perfect though, they're imperfect for a reason, because I want you guys to do better. For task 3, what you have to do is write a paragraph explaining which one's the most effective and why you prefer it. Don't spend forever on that, about 5 minutes is fine. And task 4, you're going to read the introduction to one of Winston Churchill's most famous speeches, We Fight Them on the Beaches. There is a dominant device that he uses incredibly well throughout the speech. I want you to find as many devices as you can, name them here, put a quote in there, and explain the effect. If you finish that, under the 15 minutes, as an extension, recommend a few devices which you think could be used in this introduction to actually improve it. So, task 5, you've got about 25 minutes on that. I want you to write the beginning of your speech. By hook, I mean inspire someone by it. Try using anaphora, which is the repetition of a phrase at the beginning of a clause, so at the beginning of a sentence, or directly after something like a comma, or semicolon. Try repetition and rhetorical questions. Anaphora, repetition, and rhetorical questions all go great as a trio, and include a shocking fact. At least those ones you want to include. You're aiming between 150 to 200 words. Write it in task 5. Task 3, you're going to be analysing yourself. So as students of literature, you'll pick apart texts. And I want you to do that to your own speech, because one, it shows you how well you're doing, and also areas that you could improve on. So like the last grid, device, quote your own speech and explain the effect of it. When you've done that, I want you to make a list of all the devices you haven't used. You're thinking, ma'am, there's loads, pick 10 or 8. Then, after you've listed the ones you haven't used, so your room for improvement, what I want you to do is pick 3 that you want to include in the introduction of your speech. And then you're going to rewrite it. I will be giving feedback on these introductions for how you can improve them as well, so there will be time for you to go over them. You're thinking, ma'am, it's only the introduction, but people have a short attention span. Everyone does. When someone's beginning a speech, it's the introduction that kind of makes or breaks it. So of course you can go downhill if you've put no effort into the rest of your speech, but it's really hard to win an audience back when they've stopped listening to you. So have a powerful introduction to your speech. Same with your exam answers. Examiners have a lot of papers that they're going through, so you want to hook the beginning. So your introduction is underrated, but also incredibly important to hook your reader. I hope that makes more sense of what you have to do today. Again, if you have any questions or are confused, please do email me. I'll be going through your OneNote. But the fastest way of getting me to answer a particular question will be emailing, because it blings at me and I answer. I'm sure you've been in class or have heard recordings of my emails and going off like crazy. Right, I hope that makes things clearer. Good luck, everyone.